What's up, guys? Sir Gibson Golf's here. I'm going to be doing some golf club cleaning today, and then I also want to chat Masters. I want to chat Rory. I mean, it's Friday night, Masters week 2026, just in case for some reason this comes back around. But Friday night of Masters 2026, Rory is, oh man, he is out there just killing it, and it is making me so happy. Um, if you're new, or if I haven't really said it a ton before, I am the biggest Rory McIlroy fan. I have from the time that I started playing competitive golf was when Rory really jumped onto the scene. So I grew up watching Tiger and Phil like when I was little, and I liked both of them. I never loved either of them. My dad was a Phil guy. I'm old enough to remember Tiger winning, but more so than his wins, I remember more of his controversies. So Tiger was never super my guy. Phil was fine. He was fun. He's a lefty like my dad is, so I kind of liked that, but I never really took to Phil much either. And then this young, just hip, cool Irishman. I say cool. He was not cool at first. He became cool later. He was cool to me, though, because he was a young guy. He smoked the ball. He was small like I was. And he came along right when I was getting into competitive golf. And found success right away. Was looking like he was going to win that Masters then, 2011. And I still remember having to go to golf practice my freshman year after the 2011 Masters. And all my buddies were just giving it to me because they knew I was a huge Rory guy. And they're like, oh, your guy sucks. He blew it, right? Like typical high school boy stuff. And I mean, I have loved Rory. He won those four majors, quick succession, and then the well-documented super long wait that we all went through for him to then win the Masters last year. And I'm kind of sitting here. If you guys watched my predictions video, I didn't pick Rory as one of my top three guys to win the Masters this year. I just thought, you know what? He's definitely going to be like top 10, right? But who knows? It's his Champions Dinner, his first time there as a former winner. We haven't had a back-to-back winner since Tiger, and literally only three guys have won back-to-back, right? Jack, Tiger, and Faldo. And as much as I think Rory is better than Faldo, and we'll talk about it a little later, I do think he's going to be a top 5 golfer of all time. He's not as good as Tiger and Jack. Like, I don't think that's controversial to say, right? The top 5, we'll discuss that. But, I mean, to say he's better than Faldo, I don't think that's a very big call. I personally think he's the best European golfer of all time. I really don't think that's in question at this point. But he got the monkey off his back last year. Finally won the career Grand Slam. Proved just that he is a generational player, because the amount of disrespect for Rory and his game is mind-blowing to me. But he proved it. He got there. He did it. And I just figured, hey, you know what? I'm going to give him a pass. My expectations are going to be really low. I say I'll give him a pass as if, like, I have any sort of say in Rory's life. He doesn't have a clue who I am. I wish he did. Shout out, Rory. If you ever see this, man, you're my guy. I went over that. But I was going to give myself and my expectations of Rory a pass, is a better way to say it. This year, just because I was like, you know what? He's got so much going on going into this one. I'm not going to get my hopes up, not going to get my expectations up. And then wouldn't you know it, he comes out T1 day one, 6-shot lead, largest weekend lead ever of the Masters. I mean, he's on a different level. And like, I know I even said Bryson's one of my 3 picks to win. I got caught up in it a little bit, but you watch the difference of how those two guys play the game of golf. I totally respect Bryson. He's so much better of a golfer than I am. He seems to be moving the right direction, just sort of in general. But like, Rory is a golfer, and Bryson is a mad scientist who like he's always just chasing this white rabbit that I don't know if it actually exists. Is the biggest thing. Like he's now building clubs in his garage, and I don't know. I just think Bryson needs some sort of help or moment, or I don't know, man. He is feeling a little lost right now between being a YouTube golfer, and if he wants to be a really good YouTube golfer, he'll be the best golfer on YouTube forever, if that's his goal. Or does he want to play serious competitive golf? And I think that's a big ask. That's a big question. Because right now I think he's much more into YouTube golf, and what he says is growing the game over being a serious competitive golfer. And as much as YouTube golf is fun to watch, I mean, I'm literally posting this on YouTube about golf content. I'm posting this in other spots online as well, but like, I'm posting this to YouTube, and I just don't think this is real golf. It's not. Real golf happens on the big tours, the PGA Tour, the European Tour, the majors, right? That's where real golf is played. And yes, 99.9% of us will never get to experience that. And that's why YouTube golf is fun. For a lot of reasons, it reminds us much more of ourselves and things we can go out and do and accomplish. Right? I can go out and I can play the best local courses around me. I've got friends who I can call up that can call their friends up, and I might be able to get around on a really nice private club near me, right? That's happened a handful of times. Hopefully going to happen again this summer. Like, I get to play some really cool courses, some really nice spots. I play good golf. But I want to compete. I am seeking soon of getting back into like legitimate competitive golf. Just county-wide, maybe regional, statewide. But I am going to be seeking that soon. But I'm never going to be at the level of the pros. And I just wonder, like, when you look at Bryson and you look at Rory and where they are in their careers, there was such a long period of time where Rory was just lost. He was in the weeds, he was searching, he was seeking, he was transitioning his game from being just this kid who could hit the ball farther than anyone to being a legitimate golfer. And I just wonder if that change is coming for Bryson or not. I mean, no fault of his own. You know, he probably should have made the cut this week. A triple at the last is brutal. Brutal. When all you needed was a bogey and you go out and triple the last, that's tough. So I definitely feel for him. But, like, just all this talk leading up to, and just almost this, like, arrogance to him, I wasn't loving it this year. And I called him as a winner before I watched enough interviews, and I shouldn't have. And I should have taken Rory. But all that to say, Rory is the man. He is out there. He's killing it. And I just kind of want to talk a little bit about what I think is maybe a hot take, which is that I really do think Rory is going to be at the end of his career, especially if he sees this thing out in historic fashion or not. But if he sees this Masters out, he goes wire to wire, back to back. If he goes back to back with the second one being wire to wire, that's one of the greatest Masters of all time, right? Like, bar none. That's one of the greatest Masters. And he would have had two of the greatest Masters back to back, right? When I think of great Masters, I think of 86 with Jack, 97 with Tiger, 25 with Rory. Those are kind of my top three of all time. This would be fourth easily if this happens. And so I just, man, one, I hope it happens, but two, I really do think people are still underrating Rory. I mean, Jack and Tiger always going to be on their own level, on their own tier, right? That's not a question. But as far as top 5 golfers of all time go, for me it's Jack, then it's Tiger. I think Tiger had probably more potential than Jack, and that's saying something because Jack is a monster, so uber talented. But then also Jack succeeded not only more with wins, but also look up his like top 5 finishes and his runner-up finishes in majors. Incredible. So for me, it's Jack, then it's Tiger, and then it gets a little messy, right? Because you get a lot of these historical picks. You've got guys like Arnold Palmer and Gary Player, who definitely deserve to be there. Gene Sarazen, I mean, he's a Grand Slam champion, I should say. You've got Ben Hogan, you've got Bobby Jones, all these guys, right? I think for me right now, and I've done some research on this recently too, for me right now, my number 3 is actually Gary Player. What he was able to do in his time and like travel the world before that was really a huge thing to do, and like wasn't an easy thing to do either. And he went around the world, he won a ton, great major champion. The leg kicks, right? That alone keeps you relevant, but I really think it's kind of him at 3, and then I think Rory's gonna finish 4th. Like for me right now, it would be Player 3, Palmer 4. 5th place, you could convince me of a lot of guys. I'll say Bobby Jones for his role in the sport. I think Bobby Jones is probably a more important player than he was a good player, but he was a great player. I mean, greatest amateur player of all time, certainly. That would be my top 5 right now, with Rory sitting in the top 10. You don't get to be a Grand Slam champion and not be top 10, at least. But I think he's going to move into that 4 spot. He's going to fall right behind Gary Player, maybe surpass him, depending. I mean, if this is the Rory that we get for the next 3 to 5 years, and he's just going out and collecting majors and championships and like going to Australia and playing well down there and winning other national opens, I mean, that's just going to be incredible. I cannot wait if this is the Rory we're going to get for the next several years. But I mean, at worst, I really do think Rory finishes 5th best player of all time. I think his ceiling is 3rd best player of all time. I really, really do. And I think this is just kind of the genesis of it, right? This is the first day of the rest of Rory's career. And we are about to hopefully see a generational and all-time champion emerge right before our eyes. So I'm curious what you guys think. I know some of you guys that might be watching this, if you're watching it to this point, thank you, first of all. I really do appreciate it. But, you know, drop a comment below. What do you guys think? Is Rory going to be top 5 all time? What's going on with Bryson? Is this just a blip on the radar? Or is this maybe the Bryson we're going to get for a little bit as he kind of tries to figure out his club situation and goes through the weeds a little bit? Might have to get that looked at. I'm afraid the epoxy might be giving out on that. We'll have to see what's going on with that. I like when Bryson plays well because Bryson's very entertaining. So I would love if Bryson kind of got it back together, but I don't know if he will. At least not for a while, right? It took Rory forever. It's not crazy to think that Bryson might be a two-time U.S. Open champion and nothing more than that. And that's great. That's historically good. But I just think there's this quote-unquote rivalry between the two right now. And I think Rory's just going to level up so far past him that it's not even going to be close to what a like quote-unquote rivalry actually is in the sport. So let me know in the comments below, guys. I'm excited for this Masters weekend. I am nervous for this Masters weekend because either Rory is going to win back-to-back second Masters championship, first guy to go back-to-back in forever, or I'm going to be heartbroken and he's going to be heartbroken and we're going to face a whole new level of golf trauma, especially here at Augusta. So who knows, maybe Rory goes on, wins the Grand Slam this year. That'd be sick. Probably not, but that'd be awesome. It'd really help my argument that he's the 3rd best golfer of all time. But got some golf in the last few days. Got worse as the days went on, but we're going to put the clubs away for the weekend, and we are just going to be at home watching the Masters. And I think you guys should watch it too. It's going to be a really good one. Either Rory is going to just ascend to even a level I wasn't sure he'd ascend to this quickly, or he is going to blow up under the pressure, and that is not going to be fun. But I mean, it'd be fun for some people to watch, not me. I would not enjoy that, but some people would. So watch the Masters. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Rory? What do you think of the round that he's put together so far? And yeah, excited to continue posting on this channel, even though I just kind of said I don't really believe in YouTube golf. So thanks for watching, guys. See ya.